Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Power of You with V, episode 3, entitled Faith Over Fear. Before we get started, I want to put this disclaimer out. The Power of You with V is here for empowerment purposes only. This does not take the place of medical advice, mental health advice, or treatment. If you really need assistance or need help, please do not be afraid to take that extra step. Now, with that being said, I want you to know that today is this month starts Mental Health Awareness Month. So I want to give a special shout out to everyone that is taking that next step to get healed as it relates to their mental health is concerned. I want to give a shout out to all the mental health professionals out there, all the therapists, all of the psychologists, all the psychiatrists, all of the physicians, all the naturopathic doctors, all the Reiki practitioners and life coaches that are working in the trenches to help people heal as they heal as well. So again, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's take some time to be aware of our mental health. And if we need to take that extra step, that's what we need to do. Now, let's talk for a moment about this topic, faith over fear. Before we get started, because as you all know, if you've been watching, I am a teacher. I like to teach. Let's talk about what does faith mean. So one of the tools that we always use is Google. Now, per Google, which is powered by Oxford Languages, faith is a strong belief in God or the doctrines of a religion based on a spiritual apprehension rather than proof. I grew up in the South and we went to church and we all learned that faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? And the evidence of things not seen. It's the same, similar definition as Google. We know there, for those that believe in God, God is a higher power. And if we trust God, our faith, with faith, the blessings are abundant. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. This is a place for you too. This is a safe space for all of you believe in the universe. If you believe in just the principle of believing and having faith and having hope, you know that faith will carry you a long way. So your faith always depend on your faith muscle. Faith is one of those things that we build upon oftentimes because fear can stop that, right? Fear can kind of apprehend or is the opposite of having faith. So I want to talk about fear for just a moment. Fear, just know that it is a natural response to an abnormal situation that may require you to protect yourself. Let's say, for example, you are standing on a corner and a car is approaching you very fast. Your fight or flight will kick in and you will move out of the way. This is a situational fear. So we have to have some type of fear in order for us to be protected. So we don't ever want to just not ever acknowledge fear. Fear is necessary for protection. It's a necessary emotion. So it becomes a problem, though, when fear is driving the bus and fear is chronic. Fear is a problem when you have that what if all of the time. So, what if he leaves me? Fear of abandonment. What if he leaves me alone? That's fear of abandonment. What if he just leaves or she leaves? I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being abandoned. That's fear of abandonment. What if I get this wrong? What if I don't do it right? What if this is constantly in your head? What if I don't do something right? What if it's not perfect? That's a fear of imperfection. You're human, so there's some things you're not going to get right. But that is a constant fear that some people have. What if he or she doesn't want me? Or what if he or she doesn't want to engage with me? What if he or she doesn't want to be in a relationship with me? And this is a constant thing for every relationship, for every person. That fear of rejection, the fear of, oh my gosh, I don't want to be rejected, can be chronic as well. Another one is, what if I make more than my friends? What if I am successful and everybody around me isn't? And what if I downplay what I'm doing? So a lot of times that imposter syndrome or the fear of success is real. And we have to kind of tap into our power on that. So some people have fear of crowds. Some people have fear of failure, and fear of failure happens a lot because a lot of people want to be perfect. So these chronic fears are those fears, and those are the obstacles that will hinder you from operating in faith. Now, we're talking about this because I want you to start being aware. Self-awareness is, once you're self-aware, that's half of the battle. In that, those types of fears will hinder you from your destination. Sometimes we understand and we know why we're passionate. We know that we are here for a purpose, and we understand that purpose, but that type of fear will get in the way. Now, I just want to kind of recap what I just talked about, the situational fear. We need that. And oftentimes the step before you step out on fear is a little fear there. It's okay. It's okay because we're human. It is the chronic fears that, if this is you, if you're suffering really from these fears and it's hindering you from your everyday life, it's okay. It's okay to reach out, to ask someone for help, and it's okay to first acknowledge it. So we want to get that out of the way so that we can get what what we have and what was purpose for our lives. So those of us that believe in God, we know that God has a purpose for our life. And sometimes we can't find that purpose. We can't tap into that passion because we have endured some things that caused us to now operate in chronic fear. So with that being said, we want to tap into our power. We want to acknowledge and have self-awareness, and we want to be okay with receiving help for these things if it is hindering us from walking into our purpose. Now, let's talk about chronic fear when it's undetected and it goes unnoticed. Anytime you have these things and it goes unnoticed, just know that it's okay to get help because now it's a pattern. Oftentimes, when we have things that hinder us from being our best selves, we have adopted some negative patterns. It is okay to seek help so someone can help you disrupt those negative patterns and turn those patterns into positive patterns so that you can tap into who you are supposed to be. Just know that it is okay. Now, I want to talk about cognitive reframing for just a moment. As a life coach, we do learn about reframing. And those of you that don't know, I am actually in graduate school for clinical mental health counseling, and that is a counseling technique as well. So, I want to bring in a reference to that is good for people to understand more about the mind. So it's verywellmind.com. So per verywellmind.com, cognitive reframing is a technique that is used to shift your mindset so that you are able to look at a situation, look at a relationship, look at a person, look at things slightly different. And when you think about cognitive reframing or reframing, you can take the cognitive out of it. It's just turning those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. And if we think, because we have control over our thoughts, those positive thoughts over and over, and that becomes a new pattern, you can now operate in your purpose. It also removes those barriers of fear. So we want to talk a little bit more about cognitive reframing. This is something that you can do on your own to reframe negative thought patterns or reframe negative things. If you can't do this on your own, understand that reframing your thought process with a trained professional is, oh, here again, is okay. It is okay. So that we can get to that point where we can just operate in faith and receive and live the life that we are supposed to live. Now, I want to go and talk about some examples of reframing. So we're going to talk about some examples of reframing. So this is one of them. I'm going to walk in my purpose. If he or she leaves, there is something else better for me. There's a better relationship. There's a better situation. There's a better life for me. I'm going to step out on faith, and I'm going to trust that this life, this newfound life is good for me. Another uh, example of faith over fear. If I get it wrong, if I don't get it right, it's okay because I'm human and I have the next moment, I have the next second, I have the next day to get it right. And I will get it right. And I'm going to have faith that I'm going to get it right more than I'm going to get it wrong. That is how we reframe. And here is one that is actually happening to me in my real life. I really want to step out and become an entrepreneur. And I'm going to step out. It's going to happen. I'm going to have faith. And I know that I will walk in my purpose and fulfill my duties here on this earth. And in addition to that, I will be okay. My family will be okay. I will be the example of what it looks like to have faith. So those are the things that we want to make sure that we tap into, and that's what cognitive reframing looks like. Another one, if he or she decides that he doesn't like me or doesn't want to be with me, she decides she doesn't want to be with you, understand that you are valuable. And because you are valuable and you value yourself and you know your worth, it's okay because somebody else will value you and you will be a better team. You'll be able to complement each other. You'll be able to grow together. You'll be able to do all those things. But you got to have faith. And faith is something that we don't see. Faith is something that is attached to our belief system. Faith is a thought. A thought. We have control over our thoughts. Just remember that. Now, having the ability to trust in God, trust in the universe, trust in a higher power, just know that blessings are there. Blessings will come your way. Now, I won't be before you very long today. I just wanted to talk to you today about faith over fear. Faith over fear. If you have that what if type of fear all of the time, that means that it is chronic. We want to start doing some reframing. We want to reframe those thoughts. And you can catch yourself anytime you find yourself in a what if this is going to happen? Or what if this doesn't work? Stop yourself. Say, hey, what do I need in this very moment? I need to stop because I'm going to have faith. And I'm going to change my what if to I'm going to do this and I know that it's going to be okay. So understand that your situational fears are okay. That's a defense mechanism, and you need to have that in case you are in danger. It is okay to have some fear when you're gearing to step out and take a faith move. That is human. It is also okay to have the chronic fear that you have. Just know that it's also okay to get help for that. And I want you to focus on reframing those thoughts. Now, with that being said, that's all I have for you today. I want you to understand and know that I am here for you. I am a CBT, that's cognitive behavior therapy, and REBT, that's rational emotive behavior therapy life coach, and a Reiki practitioner. My schedule is open to see clients. I will be available if you have any questions, you want to do a consultation. My consultations are 15 minutes and they are free. Feel free to call me at 980-267-4465 or go to the website at www.radiantreikiroom.com and book an appointment today. For the month of May, for Mental Health Awareness Month, I am running a 50% off special, and that coupon code is Reiki Healing. If you have any questions about that, feel free to give me a call. Otherwise, go to my Instagram at The Power of You with V. I'm also on Twitter with The Power of You with V. I'm also on Facebook at The Power of You with V. Feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel below. Also, click like and share with your friends. And I want you to remember that you can have faith over fear. Situational fear is okay. If chronic fear is a problem, it's okay to get help. Keep the faith and have an amazing Wednesday. Talk to you soon.
I only do this cause I love you.
Yeah, we gon' get you there.
Gotta respect that, right?
Yeah, we gon' get you there. Yeah.
Standing at this hospital bed looking at mama unconscious, and I'm growing nauseous. Please God stop this, I done had too many losses. Can't take another coffin, it's like I'm hit too often. And one day I'll get called in, carried by the pallbearer. But until then, mama, take care of your children. Got an angel in the building, can't replace you, you one in a million. And though you not speaking, I'm still expressing my feelings, cause I've been put in a position, gotta make a decision. I'm still dealing with the fact that it's the beginning and the ending, and I don't wanna comprehend. I'm losing a mama and a friend, and the weight of her life weigh heavy in my hands, and I don't understand. And though you see me smiling, that ain't real and that's pretend. I'm hurting inside, I want the pain just to end. So I'm hollering for help, somebody who care, somebody who love me, help me get there.
Like an eagle in the air, grab my wings, I'll get you there. With God's saving grace, I'll get you to that place. Yeah, you don't have to walk alone on this road.